Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about the UFC fight night in Rio, Charles Oliveira versus Gamrot. I want to talk a little bit about some of the fights on the card and just like my overall like thoughts of it. There's a lot of fights on this card that I wasn't a huge fan of, but there was some good fights on here as well. I just want to talk about. But yeah, first one I want to talk about. Let me look. Let's talk about Vincent Leque versus Alvarez. So I thought this was a cool fight. I thought Alvarez looked really good. His ground and pound mixed with, his like takedowns, like his groundwork was really, really something to see. I really enjoyed it. I'll have to look at the stats a little bit because I don't remember how many, but yeah, it was really cool. I remember particularly, I think it was round two. I might be wrong. Oh, it was every round. Okay, every round he was going for submission. He was well in control. The Q looked pretty out of it throughout the fight. It didn't look fully there. Honestly, Leque probably should be retiring soon. He's been in the game for quite a while as well. But yeah, it was a great performance by Alvarez. I'd like to see Alvarez fight someone like higher in the division, in the welterweight. Maybe like a potential Buckley or potential Covington would be a nice matchup, I think, to kind of see what level he's at. Because honestly, in this fight, Leque looked nowhere near the level as Alvarez, which is weird to see because Leque is a good fighter, but I guess he's just starting to get up in age, is what I think. So yeah, that's basically what I thought. Then we had Figueiredo versus Montel Jackson. Really entertaining fight. This one was. It was pretty close. Yeah, it was a relatively close fight. Um, Honestly, I feel like for me personally, I thought Jackson had the better performance, but Figueiredo was really good as well. Because if you kind of look at the stats, like two takedowns, 1 out of 1, 2 of 5, significant strikes, 30 to 23, no knockdowns. It points more to Jackson than it does for Figueiredo, but I understand why they give Figueiredo the win. He is a veteran, and honestly, he looked really good tonight as well. I was a big fan of both of these guys' performance. I'd like to see Montel Jackson fight someone higher in the division. I think there's a lot of potential matchups for him in the bantamweight division. But yeah, I'd like to see him fight like someone lower in the top 15. I'll have to take a look because I honestly don't know who's in like the lower top 15 right now. But yeah, I'd honestly be comfortable seeing either of them fight somebody lower in the division a bit. Figueiredo's got a lot of losses to people high in this division, so I like to see him fight someone else lower in division to kind of like get up in the rankings again. So it was interesting fight. Interesting fight. Charles Oliveira versus Gamrot. Uh, Interesting fight this was. I was really hesitant about Charles Oliveira in this fight because it just was like he just got KO'd. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I did that. He just got KO'd by Otapori for this fight. It was a pretty bad KO, and this is quite soon after. I feel like if Charles went up against Fiziev, Fiziev could have probably killed him. I still feel like that. Because Gamrot's not known to be an incredible like striker or a credible powerhouse, and yeah, I think Gamrot could have done the job. Oh no, sorry, Fiziev could have done the job on this fight. He's super powerful, but I'm not, I'm not really upset with Charles' performance. I think he did relatively well with his options, and obviously he got the submission win in the second round. I was really impressed by a lot of the groundwork in this fight. I mean, obviously Charles Oliveira, man, you got to be impressed by his groundwork. Like his groundwork's, in my opinion, still probably the best in UFC, submission wise and just defense wise with takedowns and everything. Because even when Gamrot was going for the takedown in the first round, uh, Oliveira did a very good job of keeping Gamrot from advancing a top position and keeping him out of the way and throwing submissions on him. So it was really impressive. Um, yeah, it was a lot of groundwork though. That's how I would describe this fight. A lot of control time on the ground. A lot of the fight was Charles being on his back or holding him with a Google Plata. going for arm triangles. Sorry, not arm triangles, but just a regular triangle. So it was really cool. It was a really good fight. I was really impressed. I want to see Charles go against Max Holloway now because I think this fight sells really well now. Having Charles and Max Holloway fight because they're both really top people in the division. This will really decide like where Max is at in this division and where Charles is still at in this division. I feel like, and not to mention they both have history. It's the fight like that makes the most sense right now for both of them to have it for the BMF belt. Because honestly, if anyone else in this division deserves the BMF belt, it's Charles Oliveira. Man, he's fought like everyone, and he's beat most people in this division besides Armin, uh, Islam, and then obviously Topuria. So it's like those are all top guys too. The Armin one versus Charles was a very close fight as well. I personally thought Charles won that fight as well. So really, in all reality, it's Makachev and Topuria, and those guys are the top one and top two of the pound for pound list. So he's not on a bad loss record or like anything like that right now. So I could see it, you know. Same with Max Holloway. He's lost to Topuria and Volkanovski in the UFC in like recent years. Pretty much it. And then Dustin Poirier very earlier, but you know. But yeah, this opens up a lot of windows for this lightweight division, and I'm excited to see a lot of these fights. I also want to talk a little bit about like look at how many like first rounds and like second rounds like KOs and submissions they were in like the prelims as well as the main. It was crazy. Like these last few fights, all these ones were relatively early. This one was second and third, and then third for split, and then you had the KO here. It was a great card, honestly. I was really happy with this Rio card. And yeah, there's not much more to say except this opens up a lot of matchmakings, I feel. I'm really excited to see what Charles and Figueiredo do next. Same with Gamrot. I'd like to see Gamrot fight Fiziev now. I know they fought once before, and then Fiziev obviously had the injury. So I'd like to see how it would play out now. I think that would make a lot of sense, especially since Fiziev, I believe, lost his last fight to Gaethje. So it'd be a cool matchup.